Morning, everyone. It is Thursday, which means it's my favorite day of the week because I get to hang out with you guys. If you can't tell, I am super peppy today, probably compared to the past 2 weeks you've seen me, because I was really tired on those days. But today I'm super excited because we are diving into our quarterly Etsy shop audit. So I hope that the people that are being audited, that sounds so bad. It's like I'm the IRS or something, but it's going to be a good thing for you guys. Hopefully you are watching us live today, or for anybody else that is watching us live, these are all going to be super beneficial for you as well. If you have never been on an Etsy audit, a live stream audit with us in the past, just so you know, this is very, very much so live, as in you got to deal with me when it comes to like technical difficulties we might run into. It happens almost every single time. And I'm also going to show you guys exactly how I chose the shops. By the way, I haven't chosen them yet. We're going to do it together, okay? Like how I'm choosing the shops that I'm going to audit. And then we're also going to pull up the screen to show exactly what I'm going to be looking for within each of these. So the goal is you guys will be able to leave here today if you are the shops that are being audited with like a full game plan of exactly what to adjust, or you are killing it, you basically are the people that we should be following. Either way is going to happen, okay? Or on the other end, if you are someone that did not get chosen today, but you are hanging out with us on this live stream today, you will have so much stuff to leave with. Sorry, I get really passionate and my mic happens to be way too close to my hands. These guys like to move when we are talking. So you're going to get so much information to apply to your own Etsy shops, okay? Also, by the way, we've been talking a lot about EverBee Store, our new product that just went live on June 20, or excuse me, today's June 26th, on June 9th. So that went live a couple weeks ago. I hope you guys are enjoying it. If you do have any questions about EverBee Store, completely unrelated to the Etsy audits we're doing today, that's fine. Feel free to drop them in the comments and I will be the one that is answering those for you, or my team will hop in if I'm going over an Etsy shop. But one thing I did really quickly want to hit on, because you guys know, hopefully you know this about me. I like honesty. I like transparency. I like owning things. And especially if I'm the one who got it wrong, I really, really like to own it so that you guys can feel like you can trust me, that you feel that I'm going to be giving the best, most accurate information out at all times, while also trusting me that if I accidentally give the wrong information, you can trust me to be the one to step up and say so. So I'm going to let you guys know I have accidentally, unbeknownst to me until just this morning, I have accidentally been saying something a little bit wrong with EverBee Store, and I wanted to make sure that you guys, again, felt empowered by me and felt that you could trust me with the knowledge and the information that I'm bringing to these things every single week. So the one thing that I accidentally misinterpreted from the EverBee Store kind of like interface, like how it can work when you're first building it out, I originally thought, which again, I am owning this, and I hope you guys can feel the sentiment here that I am trying to make sure that you guys are the most equipped that you could be. I have accidentally said that you are able to go from a Shopify store to an EverBee store within a few clicks. And while that technically could be true, because you can definitely copy over your Shopify store to an to an EverBee store, as of right now, it is an AI purpose-built store is the first option, which means basically like you tell EverBee Brain what you want the store to look like, and then he will build it for you. I call him Evan. That's why I said he. Okay, so Evan will build it for you. The second option is obviously truly with a couple of clicks, you can go from an Etsy store to an EverBee store. So that's number two. The third option is if you have a Wix website, you are able to repurpose and with a couple of clicks, get everything over. That is where I fudged up a little bit because I thought that it was like any type of online store can be moved over, including Shopify, including WordPress, etc. At this time, I just wanted to be very, very, very clear with you guys and own my mistake here that right now it is Wix only at this time. Maybe the team will be able to do Shopify in the future, but for right now, I just wanted to clear that up. If you have a current Shopify store, we would absolutely love to have you at EverBee Store, but we can't copy it over product by product, description by description, photo by photo right now as it relates to Shopify. If you want to have a Shopify store, an Etsy store, and an EverBee store, more power to you, because I'm going to be real honest about how it works for my business. This is something I said in the live chat last week when we were doing an EverBee store intro, which, by the way, guys, today is all about Etsy. So don't worry, I'm not going to go too much deeper into EverBee store, but I did want to just clear the air on this really fast because I wanted to make sure that you guys, like, the soonest that I have the information, I want you guys to have it. So since I fudged up a little bit here on the information, I wanted to make sure that you guys had it literally within minutes after me learning that I got that wrong. But last week in the comments, someone, was like, why would we want all of these things? Like, why would I want to be on Shopify? Why would I want to be on Etsy? Why would I be on EverBee store? And I just wanted to let you guys know how it works for my business. Is I am personally, so you guys know, obviously I am a coach, like I do consulting here. Oh, sorry, I think I'm frozen. There we go. Are we good? There we go. All right. If I'm delayed a little bit, let me know in the comments for you. I see that my mouth is not matching my words. Hello? Okay, I think it's good now. I'm sorry if you guys are experiencing it on your end. It seems to just be a little bit of Wi-Fi issue I'm having this morning. I'm getting like a blinking Wi-Fi logo up there, but hopefully it's fixed now. Anyways, in my business, you guys know that I am a coach and a consultant for social media marketing in general. You guys know that I help you guys out, of course. Like I also help just like people who want to be freelancers or who want to build their own online business, who want to build their creator purposed built business, whatever. But I also am a freelancer myself, hence why I'm able to teach people, because I make freelancing income every month myself as well. So I get inbound leads from multiple places, and I truly believe wholeheartedly that is why my business has been able to be so successful over the past 3.5, 4 years. So I am on Fiverr, I am on Upwork, I am on LinkedIn, I am on Instagram, I am on, I almost said Twitter, X. I don't like that. We're calling it Twitter because I'm 32. So, well, I'm on Twitter, I'm on YouTube, I'm on literally every different place that could bring me business. And I did that very intentionally. I did not start on all 5 of them. I actually just started my YouTube channel like technically last September, but like I took it really seriously like a month and a half ago. So we've been really technically only on YouTube for my own business for like 6 weeks. And then TikTok was actually probably the first one that I got on back in May of 2022. And then I've completely like left that in the dust. I do not do TikTok at all anymore, but it was because it didn't make sense for my business and my people. So if I can go in places where my ideal clients are at, and I can get inbound leads from multiple places, that's going to only help my business. So I only did like 2 at a time until I built it up to this place of 6. So I don't want you guys to think that like, well, if I'm not even making money on Etsy yet, why would I go to EverBee store? Like, I get that. I understand that sentiment completely, because I'm the same way, where I started on I started on TikTok in May of 2022. I did not start on anything else, like Instagram, for example, until October of 2022. And then I didn't start on YouTube until technically 2025. So keep in mind that I'm not telling you guys to jump ship from what you currently already have. I want you to feel equipped and feel empowered and feel safe and secure in the current thing that you're doing. But know that if you are also in other places, that might mean, more than likely, hopefully for you guys, more exposure, more opportunities for traffic, more sales. That's the most important one, right? So just keep that in mind, that like people are like, why would I have all 3 of these things? That's just more things to manage. And I do wholly agree, trust me, because I'm on 6 different platforms right now, including EverBee store, by the way. So that's 7 technically. So I do 100% get where you're coming from. But I also want you to think about, is there a way to integrate something of this? It doesn't have to be our platform by any means, but is there a way that you can elevate your business by going where your people actually are, that you own? Because I decided to switch over from Squarespace to EverBee store for that exact reason. And I decided to switch from Etsy over to this for that exact reason. So anyways, just something to think about. And I wanted to hit you guys with that today, that I made a little boo-boo. And I do apologize about that. I hope you do not hold it against me forever. But I wanted to make sure that you guys knew that you could at least trust me to give you the right information when I am giving it. So apologies. All right. So now that we have that out of the way, let's get into some Etsy stuff. So the first thing I want to do is go ahead and share my screen. All right. Oh, it's very small. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Still pretty small, but nonetheless. So what I'm going to do today is actually, we got 24 entries. So there's actually 25 comments, but I am the one that's saying like at everyone. And I'm going to go through these 24 comments on our Facebook group. If you're not in the Facebook group and you want an Etsy audit in the future, it's literally right here. EverBee creators - building businesses together. You can see we're almost at 35,000 people in here, which is incredible. But we do an Etsy audit once per quarter. We do a Q&A once per quarter. So basically, which actually should be technically this week, but I'm 1 week behind because we had to do an EverBee store thing. So next week we will be doing the question and answer for the quarter 2. But if you want to get into that, if you want to submit your questions, if you want to submit your store for Etsy shop audits, whatever, find us on Facebook with this right here, EverBee creators - building businesses together, and I will be the one who accepts your application. With that said, we did receive 24 Etsy stores, okay, or Etsy shop audit entries, if you will. So all I'm going to do is come into ChatGPT. And I'm going to say, I'm just going to make this as fair as possible. I'm going to give you a list of 24 numbers, and I need to select 8 of them. I am doing an Etsy shop audit on 8 stores out of the 24. Please randomly select 8 numbers for me, starting with the first one, and make sure to delete that number from your sequence each time. I do this a lot, so that's why I know this prompt. Okay, so let's say start with the first number, please. All right, let's see what he says. So I'm gonna have to write these down somewhere. I just realized because I don't have anything in front of me. All right, the first one is number 17. So I feel like what is that? Bingo? I feel like I'm like the bingo person right now. We are literally going to do this together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. All right, we've got Duckorama is the first one. I'm going to go ahead and open them up in Etsy on my other page. So then we can just keep on going from there. All right, let's go ahead and give me the number one. Give me the second one. Charles, if y'all don't know. Sorry, I didn't spell that right, but he'll know. Number 4. All right, let's keep it going. Number 4, going back up to the top. Whoa. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I'm so glad. So Lucia actually just started her Etsy store recently, and she said that she would love to have some like insider tips while she's getting started. So I'm super excited that it was hers. All right, let's do number 3. Also, if you guys ever need this for your own like business, I randomly use him for like a number generator all the time. And when I say him, EverBee brain is Evan, ChatGPT is Charles, if you guys do not know. All right, this one is 22. Dang, we got to go far again. Okay, so 22, that means that it's 2 from the bottom, which is good. So 1, 2, so this would be 24, 23, 22 right here. All right, so Miss Laura, pop it over here. All right, that's 3. Let's go ahead and see the next one. 11, beautiful. Probably should have done this beforehand, but just showing you guys that I'm doing this fairly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, we got Brittany for the next one. And let's do 5 together. 8, beautiful. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, Mona. Perfection. Hope you guys are here. If you are here and you were chosen, drop a me or a thumbs up or something in the comments. I really hope that you guys are here with me so far. Let me know if this is one of you. Oh, number 1. Perfect. We love it. Awesome. Sharon Miller. Oh, you're so sweet. So thanks for the opportunity. You are so very welcome. Thanks for giving me the opportunity, because you guys know that I am humbled by this experience of being able to hang out with you guys every week. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Oh, shoot. It looks like Mayflower. That's fine. I think that's fine. I'm going to go with it because it looks like he or she, they have 2 Etsy stores, which is fine. So we're going to do the Mayflower Gallery for number 7. And last but not least for today is number 13. Man, they really just be right in the middle. I got to start all over again. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Joy what is it? Joy Dean Designs, potentially. I think that's how you say that. All right, guys, we have our 8. I'm super excited to go through these. Again, if you were chosen randomly with my random number generator, let me know by popping a me or a thumbs up in the comments. And then I'm going to go ahead and switch this over now to this screen so that we can go ahead and start sharing that together. Give me 1 sec. I have to remove this guy. And I'm going to go ahead and add. Oh, they don't make this easy. You gotta because it's Chrome. You guys know that I suck and I don't put EverBee on anything else but Chrome for some reason. I really should, but it's just, it works for me to stay on 2 different things. Anyways, I hope you guys can see what I can see now. I'm going to go ahead and hide. I'm going to pull back up and yes, you guys can see what I see. All right. So I'm actually going to start from the beginning over here on Duckorama. And just so you guys know, before we get into it, first of all, congrats. They have 1,700 sales. That's very, very awesome. I also love that there are rubber ducks. I'm very excited to look at this store today. That is so stinking cute. All right, so for anyone who has not been on an Etsy live audit with us in the past, I want to give you a very, very quick rundown that we are looking at a couple things, maybe like we usually look around 5 or so. The first one is going to be branding. So are you... do I feel like you are a shop? If I were to go down, the hallway of a mall, which is super archaic, obviously, in 2025, but if I were to go down the hallway of a mall and I looked to the left and right and I saw your shop that was kind of disjointed, there wasn't a lot of branding going on with it. I don't really know who you are. And then I look to the right and I see someone like Aerie, who is very, very organized in their brand and they have a good brand identity. And even the fonts that they use make me want to, as their ideal customer, make me want to go in there. Does yours make me feel like that? That's what we're going to look at first, is branding. The next thing we're going to look at is just information in all. So in total, do you provide as much information as possible with the shop policies, the frequently asked questions? Does your shop title tell me who you are and why I should be here? Does your about section give more information about you while also talking to your ideal customer? Number 3 we're going to get into is some SEO stuff. So your titles, your keywords, are you utilizing those appropriately? Number 4 is going to be the listing build. So your photos, your description, your reviews, etc. And then number 5 is kind of also your reviews. So it's more like customer management. I'm going to be able to see a couple of those. And then I'm also going to take in number 5, take a look at your best sellers and let you know from the EverBee side what we would recommend if this is not 100% where it needs to be. Okay, but that makes sense. So with that said, guys, we are already at 17 minutes for today because we did talk about 2 or 3 different things before we got here. But we are going to go ahead and dive in. I'm going to do my absolute stinking best to get you guys out of here within an hour while still giving you the most information as possible. So let's go ahead and jump into Duckorama. First of all, that's hilarious. I love this. It's an induction. I also love the logo. I think it's so stinking cute. Duck Ballers, Team Rubber Ducks. I mean, I think this is a really, really cool concept. I think it's I just can't wait to see what you have. Obviously, I haven't scrolling yet. But scrolling? Who am I? I have not scrolled yet. I promise, guys, I did major in journalism. Doesn't seem like I did, but here we go. All right, it's early. All right, so 1,700 sales. I wanted to point this out really fast for you guys. This is such a unique approach to Etsy, or a unique approach to online business in general. I just freaking love it. So it's 1,700 sales, but look at this, guys. I'm not going to scroll down yet. But if you can see from the bottom, hopefully you guys can. I don't know. I honestly don't know what you guys can see. I'm going to put you over here so I can see what you see. I have 3 screens in front of me right now. So 1,700 sales. And yeah, you can see that. There's only, quote unquote, only 21 listings. So this is a perfect freaking example of you do not need 1,000+ listings to survive or thrive is the goal on Etsy. So we're going to dive a little bit more into those listings in a second. But first, let's talk about branding. So I love that the D right here matches the D up here. It's obvious that this is a brand, obviously the name as well. But what I would say up here is maybe we can have more information about what's going on in your shop, like what I can expect from it. Because right now, you have some towel animals. Oh my God. This is so cool. I haven't looked at this yet, obviously. So we've got some rhinestones. We've got some glitter ducks. This is so freaking cool. I can't wait to see what is selling best for you. That's so awesome. But anyways, I would say maybe put some more stuff up here that is telling me what I'm going to get. So like Duck Ballers Team Rubber Ducks. I'm assuming it's something about football, but I'm not 100% sure. So capture me right here in the beginning. I think this is fine as is, but I would use the right half of this banner to really show all the different things that are selling well, which we'll go over in a second, that are selling well in your shop. Let's go ahead and spotlight them here, or give them a little bit more information on exactly what they're getting. Like Duck Ballers Team Rubber Ducks, don't really know what that means. It seems like more of an internal joke that I am not privy to. So I would say as a brand newcomer, let's make this right side of your banner super valuable real estate right there. So let's make it a little bit more about what you're selling. The next thing I want to hit on real quick is ducks and travel items. I could be wrong here, but I'm like 99% sure that people, yeah, they're definitely looking up ducks more than likely. You know what? I'm just interested. Oh, I'm not logged in. Oh, it's gonna be mad at me. Hold on. We're gonna have to log in 1 second. For future reference, if you guys are ever going through what I'm going through right now, it just takes a couple of seconds, but I do have to unfortunately sign in front of you guys. Please don't steal my personal information. All right, let's try this again. I'm gonna refresh and it should pull up with Duckorama now. With me logged in, maybe. Oh no. Great. There we go. I was like, oh, great. All right. So I'm just interested just because it's something that I want to personally see. I wonder how many people are typing in ducks right now. I'm just interested. Okay. So this is a very, very important thing right here for you, Duckorama, and anybody else for that matter. If you're trying to look up ducks, first of all, I don't know who in God's green earth is doing this, but in this case, there's only 175 people currently looking up the word ducks and 62,000 people competing for it. So let me get back out of here for 1 sec. Travel items. Okay. So let me do oh shoot. That's not what I wanted to do. 1 moment. Let's go back over here and do keyword research and do the exact same thing. So it's a little bit more, which is good, but we're still at a search volume that is in the red of only at 216 versus 16,749. So I would say something a little bit different here because, to be honest, when I'm looking at your stuff, I don't really see anything about travel other than the keychains for sure. Like those could be something that you use for traveling, but it could be for something obviously totally different, like for your keys or for your purse or whatever it is. So I would say we need to update the shop title a little bit. So this is your shop name. This is your shop title. And the shop title has a certain number of characters, as we all know, but it is the place where SEO is like driven from first on your page, unless you have alt text in your banner and logo. Technically, though, this is the first thing within microseconds, of course, that Etsy is pulling and delivering people to you. Now, I want to be honest. You have an incredible product. You have an incredible like unsaturated product and an incredible unsaturated store. So yes, you are getting huge numbers already, but this also will help again if someone's up here, which is called above the fold. If they have not done that first scroll yet and they're still above the fold, do they know that you are the right place for them? Right now, no, unless they are a duck fanatic, of course, then yes. Most people, as we saw from our keyword research, do not seem to be. So I would say let's update this to be something along the lines of rubber ducks, because I'm interested. I'm just for shiggles today. As you guys know, like I said earlier, this is all live. Okay, so the good news is rubber ducks is, yes, small search volume, but also half the competition. So that's a good piece. And also rubber, for some reason, this is pulling up. Did I spell it wrong? I don't know what's going on here because for some reason this is telling me that it's 566 people versus 7,000 competition, and it didn't pull up here for some reason. I'm not sure why. I also am interested to see, is that how you spell it? Ducky? All right, now we're talking. So that's a bigger number right there. And then duckies. I don't know if you spell this right. It's comparable. It's the same thing, basically. So that's what I would say here is you are technically not just giving ducks away. You're giving rubber ducks. So I would say rubber ducks, comma, keychains. I think that's all I would say. So yeah, I would say custom rubber ducks and keychains. And if you plan on putting anything else in your store one day, just added in here, knowing that there is a character limit. So that's what I would say here, because thinking like what people are actually looking up, knowing that they're not looking up travel items, but they more than likely are looking up keychains and rubber ducks. Yes, they are. Okay. Yes, we have a gigantic competition here, but at least it's something that is receiving search volumes. That's the first thing I would say there. The second thing I want to do is kind of take a look at these. So we have college ducks, collectible team ducks, keychains, rubber ducks, crafts, painted team ducks. Cool. So I love, again, ducks, all cool, but rubber ducks and rubber ducky and rubber duckies are the only things that are actually being looked up. So ducks is not necessarily compared to rubber ducks. So maybe if you have room, I know there's obviously character limits here that I would recommend, popping those in here if you can. Also, I don't see, if I'm not mistaken, I don't see towel animal keychains. So if these are doing well for you, I would also have a section over there. Let's scroll down to the bottom real fast. So wow, oh my God, that's amazing. First of all, this business has been open for just a year or maybe less. They were on Etsy since last year. So that's amazing. Congrats. I also love how they are adding this call to action to get 10% off in their about section. Very smart. So cute. I wonder if you have a Jeep. If you have a Jeep, this is actually even more hilarious. I would build on this a little bit just because I want to make sure that we are talking about like the person themselves. So the person that should be coming over here, what they can expect from you. And then obviously some SEO keywords will be really helpful in there. Let me see the shop policies. So your shop policies are very bland, unfortunately. I would definitely expand on these, especially because you have multiple different products and types of products. I would want to have a frequently asked questions here as well. All right, let's get into the items themselves. So the one thing I want to say, and I don't want to call you out, but I'm going to because you submitted your Etsy store to me. So it's your fault. but I want to show you, unfortunately, real fast. I just want to confirm with you that you have a license for this, because if you don't, you are not allowed to use any of these in your listings. So I'm going to click on it just so we can see together what I'm talking about. So I love that you're doing all of this because none of this is technically, what's it called? Copyrighted. I was like, what is that word? None of these are copyrighted. So that's good. You're not utilizing it in your description, but you are utilizing it in your photo. And this technically still is, SEO opportunity. Now, the good thing is you're not saying Detroit Lions, Buffalo Bills, Kansas City Chiefs, which is great, but I wonder if you are using it over here at all. Okay, so you're being very, very smart, I will say. First of all, I want to confirm that you have a license for these to sell these. If not, I would be very weary about selling them. But nonetheless, the good news is in your SEO, you are not utilizing the wrong keywords. So I will commend you on that, but I will also just say, just being careful about making sure that we're not using anything that says NFL, that we're not using collegiate, NCAA, the names of the different sports teams, etc. Just want to throw that out there real fast. Another thing I want to say is coming to related searches, which is unrelated to our Duckorama Etsy store. You can always go to related searches to figure out if there's anything else that you could possibly do. So rubber duck for Jeep is probably doing super well. Ducks for Jeep. Puerto Rico duck. I think that's actually hilarious. I would have not necessarily thought of that, but I think that's another thing that you could even add to your store is like ethnicity, states, countries. Like that could be an entirely different section of your store and could grow really, really big. So anyways, just something to think about there for any of you guys under your individual, if you go into incognito mode and then you don't log into your Etsy store and you go to your Etsy listings, you'll be able to see those related searches, which might also help you guys out. The good news is you have 20 plus views in the last 24 hours. I am seeing like really good, like collectible Jeep dashboard ornament, unique football merchandise. I mean, you're using great SEO and also in the product analytics over here. On the listing itself, your tags are also pretty good. The only thing I would say is stay as far away as you can from these kinds of things. Like unique team duck only has 7 searches, 38 searches for pigskin, which obviously is like a football, 62 for stadium. Like I just would kind of maybe stay away from those and replace those with something that might be really looked up, which would be like the Jeep rubber duck or maybe the state and stuff like that. So that's one thing I would say. Let me look at your description. I was looking at it a second ago, but I was also talking about licensing. Sweet. I think it looks good. It answers all of my questions. I'm going to look at your photos real fast as well. So something else I would say, completely unrelated to this, but just thinking out loud, if we are not allowed to use these particular things, you might be able to, by the way, and congrats on your bestseller badge. But if we are not able to use these things because you do not have a license for these, I would also be interested in what it could look like for custom, like kids sports, because there's teams all across the world that would are more than willing to pay for stuff like this for their particular team. And they're just kids. So it's like not licensed. It's not copyrighted. So that might be something to look into as well. Overall, I'm liking it. I see that you have basically oh, this is so cute. I love that. I see that you have like all the different things that you kind of tell me like what can come off, what comes with it. I wonder if you hand painted these. That's awesome if you did. If you didn't, also cool. But if you did, it would be really cool to have that in here, hand painted, handmade, handcrafted, something like that. Cool. I mean, I think it's good. I think you have a really good flow in here. The only thing I would say is I just don't know how big they are. I don't know if you said that anywhere. But like I would want to know the size, because on here they obviously look small with your giant football field, but like is this true to size? Like I would just want to know something like that if I was buying this, but otherwise I think you have everything you need. So that is all I have to say about Duckorama. That was our first one, so we do go a little bit more in depth. Actually, you know what? I lied. I'm going to look at one more thing, because I am interested to see what's doing best for you. So what I'm going to do is go to product analytics, and you're going to see 21 listings are analyzed. I'm going to go ahead and go to total sales, not total money, just because I want to see which one's doing the best. All right, so let's click on this one real fast. I think this might be shut down. Okay, so that's something that I would be very cautious on, by the way, because if you deactivated this, that's totally fine. If Etsy deactivated this, however, I would not necessarily want to have any more in my shop that is going against like what they said. And granted, what I will say that you did, which I can't show you guys because I can't click on it, but I see that the actual logos are on the helmets. You took the logos off and you took the names off for the new one. So, I mean, you found a way potentially around it, but I would just be very cautious on that. NFL, so we never want to use NFL, obviously. And if I'm not mistaken, this one was also shut down, and so was this one. So just keep that in mind. Like anything that is copyrighted, please, guys, do not try to make money off of somebody else's stuff. All right, so what's really cool here is over the past 8 months, you have made 191 sales with these little cruise ducks. Let's see if okay, these guys, so freaking cool. I wonder why, like these things are popping off right now, which is awesome. So I would lean in. This was what I was trying to do, was I would lean in and I would figure out what, granted it's only 11 monthly, but 191 in total. And it's just, you know, these little guys, it almost looks like paper mache. I'm not entirely sure how you're making these. It might be the towel again. But yeah, I would say like, what is making these do so well? Is it the price? Is it the description? Is it the cover photo? Obviously, you don't have like a crazy long title or anything in here. So something is working really well with these, and I would lean into that. So I would say to go through, do just what I did while you are, there we go. While you are in EverBee, I would basically look through the ones that are not copyrighted, obviously, because I think pretty sure all of these are shut down now. Yes, so be careful there. But all of the ones that are doing well or have done well, like exclusive rubber ducks for cruising and Jeeps, cruise duck, and then dual tip rhinestone picker wax steel tool for all the words. So I would just kind of look at those and maybe double down on that concept and figure out like what else you can do maybe in the cruise space, because it's obviously working. All right. Well, Duckorama, that was incredible. I absolutely love what you have built. It's an amazing, amazing store. Congratulations on 1,700 plus sales. And again, just make sure that we are being very cautious when using like things that are highly copyrighted, and they have a lot more money than we do and a lot better lawyers than we do. All right, let's move on to Wander Visions. Hope you guys are still with me. If you own Wander Visions, please give me a thumbs up in the comments. Miss Lucia, I believe she is brand new. Whenever I looked at it on the the Etsy shop audit on Facebook. All right, so first of all, I can't read this. I'm not going to lie to you. Okay, so it says Photographia. Okay, so this is obviously like, I'm assuming like your logo. This is, you know, it says like Wander Visions Digital Art. We've got some examples over here. So I do like the examples a lot. I also think this is fine as is. And I do like how you have them in multiple different places. But this is another thing right here, like I was talking about to Jeremy at Duckorama. Dream destinations to life's most precious moments does not whatsoever tell me what you're selling. This tells me what you're selling, but like nothing else here does. So I would actually delete this shop title totally and replace it with what you're actually selling and to whom. Let's go to your about section. All right, so this is all about you, and I would change it to be 50-50 at the minimum. I would say probably 70-30, 70% your people, 30% you, because the about section is obviously getting to know you. You know, it's like adding a humanized, personalizable element, obviously. But we really want this to also be about the people and what they can expect from us on the store. And we also want to make sure that we are using as many keywords as possible in order to be found. So just making sure we're utilizing that section appropriately. Shop policies, kind of the same as my friend Jeremy. So I would make sure that your shop policies are updated. It looks like it hasn't been. So I would make sure, I know you're brand new, but make sure your shop policies are updated and make sure that you have frequently asked questions answered and popped in there, because especially with digital art, it can get a little confusing. Is it AI generated? Did you take these actual photos yourself? Will I be getting an instant digital download only? Will you be printing these things out, etc.? Now let's go into items. All right, so we've got a 50% off sale on everything. Okay, so something I'm seeing immediately as it relates to the titles: set of 2 photos of blank, set of 2 photos from blank, set of 2 white terrace, blah, blah, blah. I would just get rid of the set of 2. You can put that at the very end. So as you can see, we're only able to see a little bit from each of the titles. So making sure that the most prominent, important words that people are actually looking up are at the beginning. So let's just, for some reason, I'm still not freaking connected here. Let me refresh. I guess I have to refresh every single time, which is annoying because I logged in on a different page. There we go. All right, so let's just go to keyword research, for example. Type in Santorini. So very, very low search volume there. Greece is a little bit better. Greek is much better. So I would say figuring out how you can adjust these, like Orthodox churches, is something that maybe you would say, but I doubt our people are looking up whatsoever. Oh, you know what? I stand corrected. About 272 people are looking that up, which is surprising to me. So I would actually just change the titles to be what people are actually looking up. So like beach, water, white buildings. White and blue, by the way, is actually doing super well right now, or blue and white. So if I type in blue and white, for whatever reason, this aesthetic is doing really, really well. And you'll see like all of these different things. We could keep going through all of these, of course, but blue and white, white and blue, all of these are doing really well because of the new, y'all know I can't say the word, Shikasare, whatever. So that's doing really well right now. So a lot of these would actually do well for you. I would also say travel photos, 1148, travel art, not bad. Travel wall art. Okay, you know, something like that. So that's what I would say is like these set of 2 square photos from the WHI. I can scroll over it and see from the White Houses of Santorini for digital download, blah, blah, blah. But no one is going to be looking up set of 2 square photos from the. They're going to be looking up potentially white Santorini, beach, travel, Greek, Grecian, etc. So that's the first thing automatically that I'm seeing. Also, so just all of these things, printable wall art sets is good. Womb Visions is not good. Greece digital download, maybe. Let me see. No. Okay, so I would not have that either. I would just say like Greece or Greek or Grecian or something of the sort, and then you can have multiple other like wall art instead of digital download. A lot of people are looking up wall art. They're not necessarily looking up that unless they're trying to buy digital downloads from people to put on their stuff. So just keep that in mind. But printable wall art sets is good. Wander Stories download is not good just because no one knows who you are yet, right? So like no one's going to necessarily be looking you up. Also Womb Visions, no one's going to be looking that up either, but you could say like pregnancy announcement, pregnancy photos, pregnancy wall art, gifts for new mom, all of those kinds of things could go there instead. Let's go back to all real fast. And I'm just going to open up one at random. Let's see what I did. All right, so Santorini photography with white houses, contrasting with the blue sky of Greece, photos for downloaded home decoration for tourism blogs. All right, so I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I just don't think this is a very well thought out title. It's more so what you would probably look up, and we have to think like our buyer rather than you, right? So Santorini photography with white houses, potentially they're looking up Santorini photos. Potentially they're looking up Santorini white houses, but contrasting with the blue sky of Greece. Absolutely not what they're looking up. I wonder if they're looking up blue sky. Okay, blue sky is doing kind of well. So I would just say like contrasting with the can be taken out completely. Of Greece can be taken out completely. Photography with can be taken out completely. Tourism blogs, I'm interested to see. My God, sorry, I can't spell. Oh, not working. Okay, so I would just say like you can delete a good portion of this title and refresh. And kind of what I would do if I were you, to be honest, is I would go back into Etsy and then search for travel photography wall art or something of that sort and see what others are doing in your space. And what I would do if I were you is, first of all, I would get your Etsy to work. There we go. I would go to all filters and I would scroll down until you see Star Seller and Etsy's pick, and I would select Star Seller and I would click search. And then I'm going to go up, and you guys can't see. Yeah, you can. Oh, how great. Sometimes this works on Chrome and it doesn't work on Microsoft Edge. So that's great. So I'm going to get rid of Star and I'm going to do best. So hopefully you guys can see what I see. And that's what I would do. And then I would basically go through all these best sellers and see what's working. So this, for example, travel prints, set of 3, city poster. I can't see the rest of it. Custom travel decor, personalized wall art, travel poster, personalized gift, any place, travel, print, etc. And as you can see, that is Santorini. The Amalfi Coast, by the way, is also trending right now because it's summer. Here's another one that actually shows a lot of different ones. I love that. And they have 84,000 views on this. So I would do that little exercise that I just showed you to try to see how we can spruce this up a little bit, including the wall art. So how are they actually showing in the photos, like making it as easy as possible for people to say yes. And let's see. So like this, for example, like why would this be for social media managers, marketing professionals, content creators? I am all 3 of those, and I don't know what I would use this for at all, unless it was like a faceless channel maybe that I was hosting that was like a travel channel. So if that were the case, I would say travel, social media managers, travel, let's say, what are they called? Travel agents. Like that makes more sense to me than like social media managers does. So I would say take a look of, like I said, do that exercise with your competitors and see what's working for them and see if we can apply that over. All right. Moving on to Gallivant Decor. Let's see. We are at the 42-minute mark. I lied and said that I'm going to be this within an hour. I'm going to try my best to get done within an hour and 15. All right, Gallivant Decor. So the first thing that I see up here is I don't know if this is your decor right here, but it doesn't, your banner doesn't show me that. I don't know if I'm getting a palm frond, if I'm getting a baby, like if I'm getting this, maybe if I'm getting a giraffe, like, so I would update your banner to be like what we're actually selling. Unique vintage map and paper art, nursery and home. Okay, I like this. This is a very, very good example of what could and should be in your shop title. Oh my God. Wow. This is cool. All right. So I did not gather that whatsoever from your banner, that what you're selling. So remember, this is above the fold. And this is a very, very important place because it's very big. I have a 27-inch screen, obviously. So this is very important for me to see what you sell. And I would have never gathered that you were selling these until I scrolled down. So please use your best judgment on how you want this banner to be reassembled to really, really focus on these guys, because on my end, these are extremely blurry. And I didn't even know that they're like the smallest piece of the banner, and they should be the biggest piece. All right, let's go to your about section. Oh, I love this. You have a beautiful family. Wow. 10 out of 10. All right, let's see. Oh, I love him too. Her, Sally. I love Sally. So cute. Oh my God, I love this. First of all, I wanted to say to you guys, this is an incredible example of humanizing an Etsy store because we only have so much stuff that we can really customize and personalize on here. And the about section for the slideshow of photos or the collage section is one of the first like ways that we can do that. So I absolutely love that. The only thing that I would say here is let's update this a little bit, like I said earlier, to be focused on who we are actually selling to and what they can expect. Her shop policies are perfect. She has frequently asked questions. Laura, you are absolutely killing it. Great, great job. And she's only been on here since 2022 and already made 700 plus sales. So great, great work. All right, let's look at your sections real fast. Theme print dresses, personalized baby gift. This is good. So I don't think, because you're doing something really stinking awesome and very, very unique, but I don't think people are going to necessarily be looking map dresses up. For example, theme print dresses. So I wonder if there's a different way to have better SEO on these, like intaglio. I have no idea what that means, but I'm interested to see if people are looking it up. Oh God, I have to freaking refresh again. I'm so sorry, guys. All right, let's see. All right, let's look up intaglio. I don't know what that word means. Yep, somebody does. 555 people do. Great, love it. All right, so I would say just making sure that we are doing a good job of like what people would actually be looking up. So picture hanging kit, definitely. Animal silhouette, definitely. Travel decor, definitely. Matte bathing suits, maybe not. You know, trying to figure out like how can we like adjust that a little bit, but otherwise I think they're great. Ballet slippers and tutus, great job. All right. Someone just rang my doorbell and I don't know who it is. I'm going to ignore them. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just scroll down and pick one at random. Let's just do this. What happened? Nothing happened. Oh God, hold on. Did it work? Yay. Okay, good. All right. Oh, wow. Girl, you better tell him. You better tell him how much money this is. That looks amazing. First of all, something she's doing. I don't even know if she's doing. I don't even know if she's doing it on purpose per se, but low in stock, only one left. If this is intentional, this is dang good marketing. I absolutely love that. Like, oh, dang, this is like an urgency. This is a scarcity. This is something that is like, dang, I really need this because there's literally only one of them left. If I don't buy this, even though it is at a premium price on Etsy, I'm going to lose out on the opportunity. So I absolutely love, this is a very, very smart idea. Even if you have a bunch in stock, it is a very smart marketing idea to make sure that you can adjust that in the back end of your quantity in the actual shop builder itself. So great, great work there. Even if it was unintentional, great work. Man, this is gorgeous. Your photos are very, very clear. I love it. The only thing I would say is I don't know how big this is. And I don't know if I'm going to get a frame with it, or are you going to just send me this thing? So I would say let's elevate that a little bit. I also would say right now it's showing like Indianapolis. I wonder if I am able to request a different space on the map. Do you print that out for me? Do I send you the map? There's just a lot of different things. Obviously, you do have the add your personalization here, but I would also put that in the photos because I don't know what you're giving me right now. And this is 6 months old and there's only been one sale of it. And I wonder if we were able to elevate the photos a little bit. They're gorgeous, not elevate them in quality, but elevate them in like information. I wonder if that would help push this a little bit further. And also your description. So like if I'm not getting what I need answered from the photos and the description, I'm not going to purchase. And especially because we are spending a lot of money that's higher than most things on Etsy, I need to be absolutely certain that I am getting exactly what I need from you before I can press purchase. So I would just make sure that like your photos and your descriptions are more expanded upon that will answer that thing for me, answer those questions. So really get in your buyer's mind of like what I just did, like what questions your person might have, and then deciding, let's see right down here, deciding how to actually answer those before they even have them. Okay. I think these are pretty good. There's a couple of them that are a little bit lower. Ski baby, ski bum, I would probably replace with something else. ski baby, I would probably replace with something else, stuff like that. I also would say, like, yes, this could be for a nursery, of course, but it also could be for a ski lodge. It could be for a ski lover. It could be for their second home, their Aspen getaway, right? So I think that there's a bunch of different ways that we could potentially elevate those SEO keywords as well. But overall, incredible work. Like, your stuff is so gorgeous. I absolutely love your photos. I'm going to also see exactly what you're selling most of real fast. All right, so ceramic bow wall art has sold the most. Then sheet music, nursery wall art. And then girl travel nursery wall art. So it looks like this one is killing it, because rightfully so. I mean, it's coquette season all the time right now. And as you can see, you are using stuff like that. Great work. Sweet. So yeah, I would say if you aren't already, to double down on the bow concept. Let me see how many of those. Also, like, knowing that the bow is the one that's selling the most, I would put it in your featured items. I would have this there as well, because that's also doing well, but all of the other ones aren't selling as well. So I would probably have the bow pulled up to the top in your featured items. Like, this should go to the top, even though it hasn't sold a lot. It's something that the person who bought the original bow would want. And this should go to the featured section. And this one right here, because this is the other one that was selling really well. So anyways, that is what I would say for Miss Laura at Gallivant Decor. Gorgeous, gorgeous shop. Congratulations on your success so far. And I can't wait to see what becomes of it after this. All right, moving on to Brits Fruitful Creations. Very cute. So confusing a little bit, Brittany. So it's like Infinite Horizons AZ, but then also Brits Fruitful Creations. I don't really know exactly what you are giving me, or what the name of your business is, because it seems a little bit different in both. So I would just say, like, make sure the branding is where it needs to be with all three of these. Also, Brits Fruitful Creations doesn't tell me at all what you're giving me, and it's talking about you and like the cute little fruity thing, but like, are you giving me fruit art? I don't see any fruit art. You know what I mean? So I would say, like, let's update this banner and let's make this more seamless. Where, like I said, if I see you versus where I see like Laura from the last shop, I'm going to go into her store because she's very branded and I know exactly what she's giving me. In this case, I do not. Also, you do not have a shop title at all. And like I mentioned before, that is a very, very important piece of real estate. So make sure you pop that in here. And if you're having trouble coming up with a shop title, it is because you don't know what you're selling or who you're selling to. And that is a problem that you need to get down to the bottom of very quickly in order to pop it here. And that should be for everybody on this live stream. All right, let's go to the About section real fast. Okay, Faith Forward Apparel. Love it. Very cool. Your shop policies are all updated, but we don't have any FAQs. So I would say maybe look into that real quick. This also doesn't really talk too much about the other person. It does a little bit where it says whether you're a mom, teacher, nurse, college student, or just a girl. I love that. I would just expand on that. So like, what can they get from you that is faith forward apparel? Because when I'm coming through here, I'm just going to be real honest and blunt with you. I don't see anything about faith whatsoever. If anything, it's like, you know, like more political than faith oriented. And then there's like nurse, and then there's RN, and there's teachers. Like, it just doesn't, the branding, the brand voice, like nothing really flows right now where we're currently at. But the good news is we can only go up from here. So if we really want to fall into the faith-based stuff, lean into it. There's a lot of things that you could do. We could take out these ducks. We could take out this like Halloween ICU nurse. I see you. I see what you're doing. I understand that you're trying to like follow trends and stuff, but it's obviously not working. So I would just really focus in on something that you feel very passionate about, and you know that you have research that others are going to feel passionate about as well. Another thing I would say is all of these seem to be very expensive. Like t-shirts going for $27 with 25% off is not normal. A tote bag at $23 is not normal. A hat at $33.75 with 25% off is not normal. So I would really look at your pricing and do the exact same exercise that I said for the other shop that we looked at. Go to the search. So let's just say, I don't even know what to type in, like teacher shirt as an example. I swear every single time I get on this flippin' microphone, my allergies just hit me in the feels. Oh, I love this. So cute. All right. So if we go to teacher shirt, and we go to all filters, And we go to Star Seller. Sorry, guys, my phone is ringing off the hook right now. Probably the same person that was trying to get in my door earlier, and I just ignored them. They're going to keep getting ignored because you are most important right now. All right, now we're going to take Star. Yeah, we're going to back that baby up, turn it into best. And then this is what I would do if you're planning on going the like trending route. I would do this instead. So I love this concept of comfort colors. This is obviously super, super big right now. And I love the like embroidery concept, even though it's not helping little minds grow gorgeous. Love all of these things. But what I really want you to focus on is there is not one shirt so far that we have seen that is more than $17. Oh, I see one that's $18.99, but also, you know, if the shoe fits, $7. There's 17 right here. Monthly sales 6. 19. This one's, you know, fine. It's doing better. I like this. It's a good message, so that makes sense. Support your local library is also a very good message. So maybe those are doing better because they can. But that's what I would say is like go through these and really see like what prices you are looking against, because they are way, 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 way less than what you're currently charging. So that's what I would say for that particular shop. All right, we're at 54, guys. Just give me a couple more minutes to get through these last 4. There is a change in the air. See what's new in the store. Cool. I like it. I'm assuming if you're watching this and you know what that means. I think it's funny. Those always crack me up. I'm about ready to stop saying sorry. That's funny. Okay, so this to me, I could be wrong, but this to me is someone who lives in Canada or who is attracting Canadian people. And look, it says proudly Canadian. So I get that from this. And I'm like, yep, I deserve to be here if I was a Canadian person. First of all, I love Canada. I live in Michigan. So like, hi neighbor, like you're literally an hour and a half from me. So I do really resonate with this kind of stuff. And I know exactly what you're going to give me from this. But the question is, Mona, are you actually going to deliver on the promise that you gave me of what I'm going to see in your store? You better, I'm going to come after you. Oh man, Mona, I don't feel delivered. I don't feel delivered. There are a couple of Canadian things in here, yes, but then there's just some random stuff like a cat looking at a butterfly, a dog looking at trees, curling, you know, it's just, I'm a little sad because I really thought from what you got up here that you were going to really, really deliver and you were going to lean into that unsaturated market that could make you a buttload of money if you do it right. So I am a little sad to see that we did not go that direction, unfortunately. I am also a little sad to see that your prices are exceptionally higher than they need to be. So I would say a hoodie could be $32.49, but a t-shirt sitting right next to it, that's the exact same price as a hoodie almost, does not make sense. I love this tank for future reference. I really, really do love this message. It's gorgeous, but is it a good idea at $23? Absolutely not. So I would do the exact same thing that I just told my friend a second ago, to really go into these and see what your competitors are charging. And then the next thing I would do is, let me look at this real fast. Okay, those are fine. The next thing I would do is, that's funny. Oh my God, sorry, I just my thing again. This is funny, but like it does not give me at all what I can expect from your shop. Shop policies aren't updated, frequently asked questions, etc. Let me go ahead and go to your most purchased item. All right, we're at 57 minutes, guys. If you just give me a little bit more time, I promise I will get through these. And hopefully the last 3 shops are very, very helpful to you guys. Come on, buddy. There we go. All right, so let's go to total sales again. This is for everybody, by the way, if you ever want to do this to figure out what's doing well. So the first thing that's really, really exciting is a Canadian thing, which granted this is a political statement, but the Canadian thing is doing the best in your shop. So that makes me excited because that means that we can potentially lean into that a little bit more. The next thing is the Luna Moth, and then curling, Luna Moth again, Lake Life. I became an electrician. Okay. I just don't know. Again, these are all just very strange to me as it relates to how they all like intertwine with each other. I just don't see a brand, quite frankly, which sucks because I really thought that I was going to see a brand from the banner and I was super stoked to see the brand, but really it just kind of seems like we're just chasing a bunch of random trends. Curling is doing well. Luna Moth seems to be doing well for you. And the Canadian Foxtrot Delta Tango political, obviously, statement concept. So I would just say maybe take a step back for a second and really feel out if you truly, same way that I said this to the other girl earlier, like, especially if you guys are interested in getting into an EverBee store and you're wanting to move your Etsy over there, like these kinds of things are very confusing to the end buyer. And on an EverBee store, you're going to have like a brand, like it's going to be screaming from the rooftops who you're talking to, why you're talking to them, why you're making products for them, how you're making products for them. You're doing it very intentionally, etc. And I don't see that intention here, unfortunately. So I would just be very, very mindful of who you truly want to serve, and really, really stick to that, because that could really change the game for your shop. All right, let's get into S-Mart by Sharon, which is probably just smart, to be honest, but yeah. SM art, whatever. Okay, high quality digital photographic wall art for your space. Okay, cool. I like it. Nice. All right, we only have 14 sales so far, and we've been on there since 2023. So that's a little concerning because those numbers don't really connect as well as I would hope. I do love the things that you're choosing here. Very cool. Okay. All right, so this is all about Sharon. This is all about the person and what she does. This is all about the person and what she does. This is all about Sharon. And no offense, but no one really cares about why you chose your name unless it's important to them. So for example, my business name is Evolution, but it's spelled EVOLUSHEN. And the reason why is because I wanted to always be evolving as a digital marketer, but I also wanted to empower female entrepreneurs. So like that does have a little bit of a message that's going to make a lot of sense for them. I don't know if this necessarily does, so we can probably take that out. But really, she did a great job of combining, like I said, that 50-50 of like, this is who I am, this is what I do, and this is why I do it for you people. So I think that was kind of cool. Let's go back up here real quick. So we have a couple featured items. I love, by the way, it's so smart. I've never seen anybody do this, but I love this. She's doing digital download in the color of the item. So it doesn't feel so striking as just like this random giant sticker on it. So I think that's really, really smart. I love that. I think maybe 609 might be a little bit higher on the digital download space, especially because it's photography. And not a lot of people are going to be looking up photography necessarily from your end. Like you're not, unless you're a famous photographer and I was unaware of it, they might not be necessarily looking these things up. So we might need to come down a little bit on the price. I do love this though. Coastal, flower, general, it's fine. Mandala, nature, I think those are really good. I'm just going to scroll and find one real fast. I do not know what I just clicked on. Oh, cute. Beautiful. All right, so I love the photo, the first photo. It's really good. It tells me exactly what it is. It's also a lifestyle mock-up. Cool. Love a good video. I love that she did this first because a lot of people are going to give a bunch of lifestyle mock-ups first and then get into the nitty-gritty of answering questions. I love that she does that first and then gets into some mock-ups and then gets into some more information, more mock-ups, more information. I think that's very, very, very smart. All right, Church of the Good Shepherd digital download. Let's just look and see if anybody is looking this up. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted, sorry. Nope. All right, so no one's looking that up, and that is what you're using your first 40 characters for. So just keep that in mind. So I would say, where is this at? So this is in New Zealand. So I would say New Zealand wall art potentially. I don't know for sure, but let's see. Did I spell that right? I don't know how to spell Zealand. I'm not gonna lie to you. Is it just Zealand? Look at me saying that I went to school, not knowing how to spell anything. So that's not really being looked up either, just keeping that in mind. So that's probably why this is not getting a lot of views because people are not actively searching for this. So what we could do instead is church wall art. So it's not church of the, let's see what happens. A little bit better. So let's say church photo. Oh, I spelled that wrong, so it's not gonna come up with anything. That's not coming with anything either. So I would just say, like, really think about what other people are going to be searching and also determining if your stuff is a little bit too niched down that people are not actually looking for this in the first place. All right, so this is All of this doesn't really matter. I hate to say that, but this, if you're going to put this information in, you can put it at the bottom, because the very first 155 characters are supposed to be for Google searching. So that's also probably another reason why you are not seeing a lot of views here, because you're not being indexed. Because right now what Google is adding you as a beautiful late afternoon photo of the Church of New Shepherd, all of these things that we know for a fact no one are looking up currently. Not no one, but like a small amount of people are looking this up. So I would actually swap this completely and then say something like more leaning towards this. So I don't even know, aesthetic photo of church in the mountains of New Zealand to hang on your wall, or something of that nature. So I would definitely elevate that description by a lot. All right, that's all I got to say about this one. The other thing that I would say for you, Sharon, is just make sure, holy God, hold on. I have to keep, oh, I should have done this beforehand. Sorry, guys, I'm making you wait on me. All right, we are at the 104 mark, so I only have 2 more to get through. So let me just show Sharon how I would lean in to her total sales, and then we'll move on to the next 2. All right, the one that is selling the best, thankfully, ironically, is the one that I was kind of looking at. Not the exact one, but comparable. So that is good to know that 5 people are looking at that. But I would really, really take a look at anything. Let's just go ahead and go listing age up. Anything that is over the 12-month mark that has not gotten any views or sales needs to either be deleted, elevated, or replaced. Because right now it's a bunch of stuff that you have put a lot of hard work into and no one is seeing it. So I would make sure that you put the effort into how to get them seen rather than how to take more photos that people are not looking for. Hope that helps. All right, moving on. We have 2 more guys. Oh, this is gorgeous. I love that cow. I love that cow. So cute. Love this one too. Dude, I would buy all of these. I don't even like chickens and I would buy that. This is great work. Okay, so this is a really, really good example of a banner that is perfect as is. It shows me a bunch of different things that she's offering. It shows me a person's hand. So there's a little bit of that humanization element in it. They also have 3,000 sales with only 139 pieces of or listings. So that's great. Bringing the beauty of nature into your home. I would definitely elevate this. You're already doing a fantastic job, but I would elevate this to really focus on the things that you're actually selling and to whom you're selling to and how they can be used. All right, watercolor, William Morris, food and drink, quotes and humor, vintage animals. Perfect. I think these sections are great. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Great job. All right, so this is all about you. So I would definitely go a little bit 50-50, maybe add another paragraph or 2 focused on your peeps and who you want to sell to. Shop policies are good. FAQs are good. Sections are good. Let's go ahead and find just one random one today. Oh, great, because I was actually liking this in the other one. First of all, I would buy the crap out of this. Very, very cute. Great photo. The only thing that I have a little bit of a problem with is this price. Hold on. Oh. Wait, okay, now I'm really confused. Okay, so am I getting all of these? Or are you hold on, this is, sorry, this is a little confusing. Okay, I get it now. We're on the same page. I was under the impression that this was a digital download that I could do myself. I like that you are actually doing the printing for them, but I wonder, have you considered, if you haven't already, I see that you have 2 digital downloads. I don't see any more. So I wonder if you have thought about actually just offering these as digital art prints or digital instant downloads rather than prints, because that could bring this price down a lot and make a lot more sales. So I love the fact that you're getting this many views. That's kind of scary though. Like under a 1% conversion at over a year is a little surprising to me, especially because of how good this is. So I would say if you have the ability to offer, I love these photos. You guys are so great. But I would say if you have the ability to offer this as a digital download rather than a print, not rather than, keep the print, because there's going to be people like me who want that and who do not want to go to a printer whatsoever. But there's going to be a lot more people who are willing to spend less for just the file itself. Okay, that's pretty good. I think your SEO is great. I would just say if we could maybe do that, everything that you have, got 153, I think, no, excuse me, 139. If we could just turn these all into digital art downloads rather than full prints, you might be able to start seeing an even higher increase in your sales very quickly. All right, last but not least, guys, I said I would try to get done with 115, and I think that I am. I'm so excited. We're at 108. If you are still here with me and you are gaining value from this, drop a thumbs up in the comments, and don't forget to boop the like button on this video so that you can be notified the next time we go live with a new Etsy shop audit. Hope you guys are enjoying this, and also hope you guys are getting answered in the question or in the comments in the live chat that my team is like back and forth with you, that they are getting back to you immediately. If you do have any questions, I should have said this at the beginning because now we're almost done, but please feel free to pop them in there at all times and we will get back with you. All right, I love this, gorgeous, but it doesn't really tell me what I'm getting, nor does this. This is just your name. We want to change the shop title again to something that's a little bit more SEO friendly, and also what exactly am I getting? I have no idea other than potentially a planner, maybe, which I don't see like planner really. Oh, I kind of. Bullet journal, maybe. Okay. So yeah, I would say like, let's fix this banner and let's fix that shop title so that I know exactly who you are hitting, what I'm going to be getting, stuff like that. Okay, I think these are all good. Let's go to your about section. I would expand this greatly. I know that you are doing significantly well. Like you have 5,000, I think. Yeah, almost 6,000 sales. So don't listen to me, but I'm just saying there might need to be more shop policies, frequently asked questions, and then elevate your about section to really finalize this branding. I'm just going to pick a random one. Elegant, updated, pre-made, bullet dotted journal. Okay. Is a little overwhelming for me personally, just because I do have a neurodivergent brain where I am not really focused on this. I'm looking at all the other stuff that you have around it. I'm also like not able to read this as well, especially if we come back over here and it's super tiny. All of your photos, guys, for everyone, not just Miss Joy today, all of your photos should be optimized for mobile search, not for a 27-inch computer. So if you have a 27-inch desktop like I do and you are making these on that, it makes sense because like I know this is the middle because I'm intuitive and I can figure that out. But like if I'm seeing this on mobile, I'm not seeing this at all because I'm seeing everything and it's losing me, like in the font, for example, it's losing me in the opacity of this background. Also, $42 for a bullet journal is a little high. I could be wrong here. I don't want to say that with certainty. Let me see. A Bujo. I used to love Bujos. It's like all I freaking did. Oh, there's you. So that's, you know what's really great is when I type in bullet journal, you are coming up twice. So that is freaking awesome because that means that your SEO is where it needs to be. So great job there. But I am seeing, let's see if I can find one that's actually printed. So this one is 22 bucks, lots of views, not a lot of sales. This one is 47. Okay. Let's see if there's any other ones someone made 61. Okay. All right. So I stand corrected. It looks like that is pretty standard, from what your competitors are offering. So I stand corrected. Very cool. Okay, so I'm missing the, oh, here we go. I was wondering how big it was. Can I change any of the things or are they just all there for me? Would be another question that I have. Like, is this just what it is? Like, or can I personalize some stuff? Also, something like this, which granted, again, you are doing really well. So don't listen to me if your stuff is doing well. But the elegant pre-made, so I can go back to where we were so you can see what I see. Be on a timeline. All right, the elegant. Here we go. All right, so the elegant pre-made bullet dotted J. All right, so I would also maybe look at that. It looks like you're really focused on the titles, like the actual like names of your items. So like The Enchanted, Papa, I wrote a book about you, etc. So I would actually probably look at your competitors and see if there's any way that we can switch out these titles. However, like I said, you are doing exceptional. So if these are all performing for you, do not listen to me. But just a thought that could also help you scale even further. Let's look at your sales really quickly. Actually, I'm going to go to your product analytics 1 second. All right, guys, we got 2 more minutes. Hopefully you're still with me. I promise I will get there. All right, let's see where we are at in total sales. All right, so the simple, complete, pre-made bullet dotted journal pages. So this is doing the best. It also has been alive for 38 months. So that's, take that with a grain of salt. But that is doing the best. So I would lean into this concept of the simple concept. The next one is the aesthetic. Is doing really well at $54. So this is just such a good example, guys, of you do not have to do super cheap digital downloads to make a lot of money in this space. So she is doing exceptionally well on being able to charge more premium prices because of the stuff that she built. So that's what I would say is just go to these guys right here. And then let's also get the listing age up to, here we go. So I would say focus on stuff like this. So where you see 35 total sales, it's only been alive for 5 months. You see 58 total sales, 6 months. You see 110, 12 months. Like I would really focus on those rather than the ones that have done really well over the course of 3 to 3.5 years. So guys, that is all I have for you today. I hope this was beneficial. I hope that you learned a lot today. I hope that you guys were actually on the live stream who were being the shops that were being looked at. If you guys have any further questions, feel free to come back. If you make some changes and you see some wins, feel free to come back on this video and drop them in the comments. Or if you are watching this on replay, feel free to drop any questions in the comments and I will personally respond to you as well. So with that said, I'm going to let you guys go. I told you I would try to get you out of here within 1:15 and we are literally on the dot, 1 hour and 15 minutes. So thank you to everyone who stayed with me until the 11:15 mark and I will see you guys next week.